Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming to my channel again today. This is Diane. Today is my birthday, and I'm going to be just playing in my everyday journal, and I have confessions to make too regarding journaling. So before I get into this, let's talk about that a little bit. I make a lot of journals, and I have always been a journaler or a diarist. I always, since a young teenager, have written in journals. And so a lot of the journals that I have made, this is from 2017. At least that's when I used it. Some of them I have on my shelf for quite a while. Looks like I need to re-glue something. This was back when, this is cardstock, not fabric, and I always use fabric on my spines now. So you can tell it's an old one. It's holding up well though. And you can see it's written in. It's all full. This is one that I purchased from Jessica Rapp, and I began using it in 2019, and it is full. But mostly I just write in them. I don't glue stuff in them. I really need to get past the separation way of thinking. I have glue books. I did have smash books to glue things in, like these memorabilia pieces that are in front of me, and I had journals for writing in. And I would love to make myself learn how to combine everything. This is my chocolate-themed cookbook. It was a bent spoon handle here that was my latch for my hair tie, and it came off. I have to re-glue it, but it is used. I wrote in it. And this was 2020. Started it in 2020. So what happened? I feel like I have journal paralysis for several reasons. I would like to play around in these journals. You remember how excited I was about these. These are both purchases. This is from 11 Dancing Dandelions, Danielle, and this is from Sarah at New England Junk Journals. And I love the retro deer and rabbits and things like that. So I want to work in these, and I even have a collection of forest animals that I've taken out of books. And basically, I think all I want to do is just collage in these with these images that I love. And I have more in other places. I'd forgotten I started this envelope, so now I have stuff I can add to it, now that I remember. So this is something I really want to take time to work on. And I've shown you other things that I say I want to work on, and then I just don't. So we're going to talk about why I have issues with working in my journals, because maybe you do too. Well, this is not the one I filled. This was a really fun journal that I made with a series of videos from the Rebookery, Gina at the Rebookery. And I've got some pieces to use in it. These are pages that didn't get put in because there wasn't room. But yeah, this is just a really fun, eclectic Gina type of journal. The funny thing is, she was talking about finding your own style. So it's Gina's journal with my style. But it's a different kind of my style. This is a messy, fun. I have more than one style that I like, but they all boil down to Diane. They are me. So I need to work in this journal. Doesn't that, just looking through this, just looks like so much fun, and I want to get into it. And I have art journals. This is more like a glue book art journal, where I glue the magazine images down and use found text to say what I want to say. So I've only done a few pages in this journal. I did do this one early this year. these two, in January, and that's it. I have my scripture collage book, which I've done a lot in, but I haven't in a long time. So we've gotten this far, which is not even quite halfway into the book. This is the halfway point. So we're close. And I have collaged that far. I've collaged just past the halfway point, but I haven't written my scriptures in there. So I need to do that. And then, of course, my glue books. I want to finish this. I have a new one that I made a while ago because I was almost done with this. And I still have a few pages to do. So I want to work in my glue book. Today I'm going to work in my everyday journal with some of my memorabilia that I have been collecting. And let's talk about some of the reasons why I maybe don't. One of the reasons is because I have a very linear mind and I want things to go in order. But if I don't glue these things into the book right away and write about them, then everything is just together and I don't know what goes first, and I get bogged down with that and I don't do anything after that. So this book is not going to be linear. It already isn't linear. I've already put things in here that are just completely out of order. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to pick up some things and just make collages with them. But that's one of my issues, is that I try to be linear and I need to get away from that because it's not working for me. I don't take the time to, what's the word I want? To journal and collage as soon as the event is over, or the day, or whatever. And then I feel like it's too far gone and I've had some other things happening and I just can't do it. I can't get myself into it. So I'm just going to pick up something here from my table, and I think I will actually use what happened yesterday. Transpired. I was going to say conspired. There was no conspiracy. Transpired yesterday. And then while I work, I'll talk about more reasons why I have trouble working in my journals. So yesterday was my daughter's birthday, and we all went, she and her family and I went to Cooperstown, New York, and I have mentioned before that a few weeks ago her family went and did these rail bikes on this railroad in Cooperstown, in Milford. It's actually Milford Depot, but it's right there next to Cooperstown. It actually says Cooperstown there, actually. So then she saw that they had a train ride with a bank robbery reenactment. So we did that. She wanted to do that on her birthday because they do it on specific Saturdays in the summer, and Saturday was her birthday, so she invited me to join them, and we had a great time. And I even have this cheap plastic coin. They gave us each 2 coins so that when the robbers boarded the train, and they demanded money, we would have something to give them. They said, "We know they're going to ask for money. We don't want you to have to give up your money, so let us help you out. We're going to give you each 2 coins, and if you happen to hold one back, nobody will know." So they gave us 2 coins so that we could give one to the robber and still keep one for ourselves, which I thought was pretty cute. And I was excited about it because I get to keep one for my journal here. So this is a page from Johanna. I'm trying to remember what her new store name is. It's got her middle name, but it's Johanna Klo. Used to be Little Bindi. Johanna Alyssa, that's the name of her new shop. Anyway, this, I have some ephemera kits of hers because they're so cute. So this is one of her pages that came with one of her ephemera kits. So I like that color. Think it looks really nice here. So I'm going to glue that down. And then I'm just going to work on collaging my train ticket. I don't think I need to highlight this. So I can glue that down if I want to. And I have this coin. And then I'll need a space to journal about it. And maybe over here I'll add some photos. I did take some photos with my phone. I have never printed anything from my phone. I hear it can be done. So I'm going to print some photos. Hopefully soon. I don't want to wait too long to do that. So let's get back to why I may have issues with my journaling. After my husband passed away, and it's coming up on 7 years, I journaled a little bit because I had so many emotions to get out, and that is some kind of raw journaling. And then I stopped. I kind of shut down. I went into a depression for a while, and I stopped journaling. And then it took me a long time to pick it back up again. And I've never been very steady at it, really, since then. I'll do it for a while and then I stop again. And I've been stopped again for quite a while. I want something behind this to make it stand off the page. And I don't want a heavy cardstock because this is a heavy page anyway. When you build stuff, add any kind of layers to your pages. It just makes it heavier, thicker. That looks pretty good. And so again, once I stop, I don't want to start just like pick up my journal and start journaling about today, because there's all that space that I missed, you know, all those days that I missed. So I need to get past that and just pick up my journal and start where I am. I need to get past the everything has to be done in order mindset, because it doesn't. When I pick up a journal years from now and look at the things that are glued into it or written about, I can remember that day or those feelings and not worry about where it landed in comparison to what I wrote or glued before or after that, you know? Does that make sense? I also would like to keep this in here. So maybe I'll just put a pocket here and I can put some photos and this inside the pocket. I can write a little bit here. But obviously I'm going to have to cover a lot of that with a pocket. So maybe just write a little bit there. So I can put that there, and let's put a little vellum envelope that I can slip that coin into. Do I have a little vellum envelope? I used to have a whole bunch of them. Well, I have this. I have it in green. I used to have little glassine ones that looked like that. Oh, here's one. And I think another reason that I don't journal is this kind of journaling particularly, because I need to sit at my craft table to do it with my supplies and a table for gluing and stuff, is because I don't give myself the time to. I'm always working on something. So I don't know what to do. I've been aware of it, but I don't know what to do to change it, make it better. But the only thing I can say is just do it. You know, that's what they say. Just do it. And I need to say that with a lot of things in my life. Just do it. I need some journaling space here. Just going to trim a little bit of that because it's a big ticket. And every 1/16 of an inch counts. Maybe it would be better if I just put it on straight. Stop trying to be fancy. That's a pretty good layout right there. Yeah. And let's put just a little border right here, like a die cut or a border punch with a yellow or green that matches that paper. Let's try that. It might not be dark enough. Let me see how it looks before I cut it and punch it. And I think I want the solid, something solid so that the punched design will show. Okay, we'll do this. This is an flyleaf from a book. And I love the color. It has come in very handy lately. I've used it in quite a few projects. So tell me about you and your journaling. Do you find it easy to pick up your journal and write in it, or sit down and glue in it? With my other journals that I use for writing, I should have brought that one in. I'm using one for actually just writing in. But again, I haven't done it for a while. And so in my day planner that I use every day to write out my plans for the day, which is why it's called a day planner, I'm getting a punch. Let's try this one. I've been kind of taking notes on the day, some things that I might want to record in my journal. So when I do pick up my journal again, I can look through my day planner and get some notes from that. But I don't know what I was going to say. Yeah, so I was just asking you if you have issues with that or not. And maybe the issues come and go, you know, but it's just been a struggle with me for quite a while now. Well, that doesn't show up a whole lot against the pattern, but it does. Maybe it would just be better to just have plain green. Or maybe I don't need any of it. I'm going to glue it on because it won't hurt to have it there, and it's a subtle detail. We're going to go with it. It's just my journal anyway. And when I look at it in later years, I can just look at it and say, yeah, I see what I was trying to do there. So my confession was simply that I'm a journal maker that neglects my own journaling. And it's a shame. I love journals. I love making them. I make some for myself because I love them. So I better be using them. I buy occasional journals from other makers. So I have a nice collection of journals. I do love just taking them off the shelf and looking at them. Obviously, with a journal like this, the journaling would be less, just like the main details. And I could write more about it in my writing journal. So that's another question for you. Do you keep a journal like this? Do you keep as many different types of journals as I do? I guess that's the main question. Do you have a basic writing journal and one to glue ephemera in, and a glue book, collage book? What do you like to use? We all have to develop our own way of doing things and whatever works for us. You can't even see that vellum there, but I'm going to slip the coin inside it. And there we go. Now I can write about that page, or write about that day. So I think what I will do, I'm going to just cut this off and cut this off and not use everything. And I could put this on as a pocket and put some photos inside it. I could even not use this because this is not one of my photos and I didn't use the bike, the rail bikes. And if we go back maybe next year and where I can go with them and do it, because she knows I'm interested, I could do another page with that. So I'll just use this, and I'll put a pocket down here. I don't know if this will stay glued down because it's glossy. Well, I just covered up some journaling space, didn't I? But I moved it over here because the pocket's going to be over here. But this gives me space for collaging. I could put another strip of this or a complementary piece. This is an envelope from that same, oh, maybe I can glue that here for pictures. It's an envelope from the same, maybe, kit, but it's from Johanna, I know that. That's going to completely cover that tag. And it hangs off. So I don't know if I want to do that. I have a tin here of stuff. I keep throwing stuff in here. It's pretty full. That I think would be good in this type of journal. So let me see if I can find something that I could use for a pocket. This is my Kathy Holden ephemera die cuts. Here's some more Johanna stuff. These are Amity Bloom. We saw tons of sunflowers. I might use that and make it a tuck spot because I would not be able to make a pocket out of it and put photos in it. And that would solve, oh look, I had more of that paper. That would solve the problem of covering that tag. I guess I printed that kit twice. I have several of those pieces. Alright, so let's do that. On the way home, she pointed out, my daughter pointed out, fields, like acres of sunflowers. And they just kept going and going and going and going and going. Rolling hills, stretching away from us, of sunflowers. And then there was a short break. And then there were more fields of sunflowers. And we decided that they must harvest them for sunflower seeds. I said, this must be the sunflower seed capital of the world. And it was pretty close to Cooperstown. So she joked that they think baseball is their big draw. Because if you don't know, Cooperstown, New York is the Baseball Hall of Fame. Has the Baseball Hall of Fame. And they do Little League stuff. So there was something going on with Little League really near the the train thing that we did. Because as the train moved along, like right past the train depot, the area where they were doing all that stuff, there were tents and pennants and teams of kids and tons of people. So they were doing some Little League tournament or something there. There were bunk houses, rows and rows of bunk houses, so they must have a camp there for Little Leaguers. Anyway, as we drove through the town of Cooperstown to go home, and I saw lots of, this isn't showing much red around it, but I just wanted to make it stiffer. I saw lots of restaurants and bars and stuff with baseball vernacular. As their names. It was funny. Yep, I'll make that into a tuck spot and I can put some photos in there. Then I'll just need to journal about the day and print my photos. Yay, did that one. Something else my daughter and I did this summer was go to Hershey. And I got this at Hershey World because I bought it because of the wrapper. Only a junk journaler will understand that. Because look, it has all these cool images that I could use in my journal. I still have the chocolate bar. It was a nice thick chocolate bar. And I am eating it. It's delicious. This is a belly band. So maybe I could just put something on there to write on because it's a little bit glossy, so I don't want to write on it. And I can make it look prettier anyway. So we'll decorate this and just tuck it into that belly band. And I have this paper from Founders Hall from the Milton Hershey School that my husband graduated from. He went there for 6 years. I've talked about it more than once, so I'm not going to talk about it anymore right now, about his experience. But this is the marble dome in Founders Hall. And there's the statue of Milton Hershey and a little boy. He didn't have children, so he called the students. They were all boys at that time when he started the school, and they were all boys when my husband went there. It's no longer the case, but Milton Hershey called them his boys because he didn't have kids. And if you want to know more about Milton Hershey, used to be called the Milton Hershey School for Boys. I'm not sure what it's called now. But you can, I'm sure you can Google Milton Hershey School if you wanted to learn about it, because it is a great, great story. Now, I want to use some of Johanna's pretty digital pieces. Where did I put them? Here they are. Here's a little envelope. I think this goes well with the colors around it. And I can write on it. These are all journaling. Oh, I know what this kit is. It's illustrated doilies. So they're not photos of doilies, they are drawings of doilies. And it's a really cute kit. So I'll use that piece. Oh, I can use this. It's an H that came out of a stamp catalog or some sort of, I don't know. It had all the alphabet, and I saved the H. My husband, of course, his last name started with an H, and his nickname at school was the H. He played basketball. He was 6'5". He said he wasn't very good at basketball, but he loved playing. He liked sports. And his number, his basketball number was 40, and he was the H. So I think this would be a great place to use this H. Okay, this is fun. What else can I add to it? We went to the Memorial Grove where they had planted a white oak the year he died. I tried to iron it to this wax paper, but it's kind of, I don't know, it didn't work very well. But I sewed around it. It's probably going to dry and crumble. But I could tuck that in a pocket here. I'll just add that up to there, I guess. No, because I need it to be a pocket. Pay attention to what you're doing. Teddy called himself stupid yesterday because of something that he did. He says, I don't know, I'm stupid. And I said, no, don't say you're stupid. And instantly thought to myself, well, you do it to yourself all the time, so stop it. I know I'm not stupid, but I do stupid things, and I beat myself up over it. Do you? I'm very hard on myself. Very hard on myself. And I don't know why. Boy, I'm having a therapy session here today, aren't I? But that's sometimes what this sort of thing is all about. Make us think. I don't want to glue that down yet because I want a background behind it. And I can write about the oak leaf in here. So anyway, yeah, we found the tree that was planted the year he passed away, because that was planted in honor of the alumni who had died that year. And there were some low little branches that had grown off the side of the tree, so my daughter and I each took a leaf. Is that an oak? That's what it'll look like in the fall. I should let you see what I'm doing, huh? See, I have a lot of deer in here. But it's not just deer. I like bunnies and squirrels and like the retro look of animals. Just need one little piece over there. I guess I can use a piece of that again. I could just tear it because it'll be covered. All right, I'm going to glue this down first. This is really fun, so why don't I do it more? That's the question we started out with today. It's a question I ask myself every time I do get my things out and work with them. I think I've heard other journal makers say that they don't journal, they just make the journals. But it just seems to me that if you are a journal maker, you would want to use them. You would want to be a journaler. Hence the interest in journal making. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't be that way. I'm just, puzzling things through. Because obviously, I understand that mindset. Maybe what I need to do is set aside 1 or 2 evenings every week to work on my own personal journals. I watch TV pretty much every night, but while I'm watching TV, I am cutting things out. Lately, I've been cutting out a lot of magazines, cutting up a lot of magazines, because I've had a lot of magazines come my way, either gifted or purchased at flea markets. So I spend a lot of time cutting things up, and then I have to sort all the stuff and put it away. Or I'm sewing a journal together, or I am doing other things that have to do with journaling, fussy cutting digitals, whatnot. I'm always doing something. I don't just watch TV. But I could take 1 or 2 nights a week and work in my journals instead. At least for some of the time. Yeah, I think that's nice. This helps bring up this yellow color up to the top of the card. So I can have this facing out because it goes with the aesthetic of the journal. And then when you flip it over, you get this fun thing. And then I can slip it into the belly band. I might need to add something to catch it so it doesn't fall through. It's pretty secure. If it becomes an issue, I will add something down here that this can slide into so it doesn't fall through, but I think it's pretty good right now. And I've been at this for almost 45 minutes, so I am going to call it the end of this video. We did this page. I'm so proud of myself because I just did this yesterday, and I journaled today, and I did this last month. I do want to include Founders Hall. I don't think I need to keep the whole page. Maybe I'll just keep that picture and the words Founders Hall. Maybe I could tuck all of this into the belly band also. I'll put it there for now, and then I might journal with it later. I don't think I want to do much of anything to this. Maybe I'll put a journaling space right there because I love this. This is a book page. It's a shaped book page, and I had so much fun adding this to my journal. Where's the other side of it? This one. I cut some pieces to fit on the back. I guess it's just Milton Hershey School. That's what it says right there. Milton Hershey School. Not Milton Hershey School for Boys. Founded in 1909. And the amazing thing, one of the amazing things about it is that everything is paid for by the Hershey Corporation. That corporation has a trust set up that that Hershey School will always be taken care of, and the students are well taken care of. So they get clothing, they get their education for free. They can learn a trade. It's a high school. It's a grade school through high school. And when my husband went there, when he graduated, he was given a suit and some money and some luggage, a suitcase. I don't know how much money, but it wasn't a ton. I'm sure it's more now if they still do that, because of inflation, because it was 1972 when he graduated. So I have got these pieces. I could add that to my little wax paper. I don't know if that'll stick though. I'll glue it to my belly band. So yeah, they take really good care of the students, and they learn, like his group home was on a farm. So he learned barn chores and house chores. They kind of rotated. So they learned how to do the barn work and chores in the house. It was great for him. I've said before that he told me that that school saved his life. Oh yeah, this goes in here. I forgot that was a pocket. And I'll just tuck these in here for now. I don't know what I'll do with them. Guess I'll stick them in that pocket too. Okay, so that session is done. Thank you so much for watching, and I would love to hear your thoughts on making journals, using journals. Thanks very much. Have a creative day today. Bye-bye.